Alright, what is going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. I just got back in town. And we got the Integra in the garage. So Cameron went to my work and picked up the car to swap out this door. So this is the door he got in the junkyard video. I can't remember if you guys seen it or not, but this is the quality of it. It's a baby blue Smurf looking, just utterly nasty door, but at least it opens and closes and I won't have to climb through the window. And then to open it, I won't have to stick this guy through there every time. So try leaving a gas station or leaving somewhere and you don't feel like climbing through the window, so you want to open it. Usually it's what I'll do. I usually stick this through here. Here, Cameron, come over here. I'm gonna show them. So, if your door ever jams, this is not how to steal a car. This is for, what do we call this?
If your shit is janky and doesn't open.
This is for educational purposes only. So here, I'm gonna give Cameron the camera. All right, so instead of climbing through the passenger side every time, I usually just shove a rod. I usually carry a pry bar with me, and simply I bend this back. Right here is this plastic piece, and then that opens your door. So then I get in, slam the door, and it just looks, I mean, doing this every day in public, people look at you, and it's just like, I'm climbing through the window. Then my window jams, and this is as far as it goes. It's off track now, so I was just like driving to work in a snowsuit, and I called him up. I was like, dude, if you guys go to the junkyard, let me know. If you get a door, take the Integra to the shop. Just take it to the shop and see how far you can get on it. So Cameron got stumped on one little bolt.
Yeah,
it was cheesy as fuck, but I understand why he didn't want to do it. So you got this bracket right here on these models. You do have to pop this guy off, which I did break. It was fragile. You guys, when you're working on these older cars and it comes to plastic pieces, like some of it's just very, very brittle, and there's nothing you can do to not break it. Like, you'll be undoing the bolt, and then all of a sudden you pull the bolt out and the plastic tab snaps because it's just so old, it's so brittle. So that's not important. I mean, this guy right here, this push pin connects to this fender right here. So he got stumped on this bolt. All I did was pull the bumper back out and pull this bolt out with the little baby ratchet. And then that gave us access. You don't need to take your fender completely off. It's not necessary.
Yeah, that's good enough.
You just need to get to your bolts right here and here. So what we're gonna do essentially, now that I found out that this door, so the only bolts we need to get to right now is this hinge and this hinge and the wiring right here.
That one, and then you just pop that off.
So, and then pull the wiring. So before we do that, we're gonna, and then look over here.
Yeah, before we do that, we're gonna have to pop the previous plug that's in the door.
Yep.
Because at the junkyard we just cut it.
It already came with the hinges. So we're gonna go ahead and
basically just get the door off.
Basically get the door off. Probably not gonna film too much. Just gonna go ahead and knock this out, and that's pretty much it for now. I mean, all right, guys, we're gonna get right back with you when we got this door off, and then we're gonna be installing the new door. All right, guys, so it turned out to be a bigger job than what I anticipated. So here's the window motor from that door. The harness from this door is different.
Is that lined up?
From that door. So we got to switch the whole harness. Got to swap all the screws. This one didn't even have the window track or motor, so that's what we took out of that door. So basically we have to swap every nut and bolt, every harness, every piece off of the door that was broken onto the door we got at the junkyard because it didn't have any of it. Wish I really would have went, then I would have said no, not $100, it doesn't have anything in it. You know, but it's no big deal. It is what it is. We're gonna get it done, and we'll give you guys a little bit of an update after we do so. And there's the door. Cam Daddy's over there putting the fender on. It took us a minute to realign it. There is always, this dent has always been there. If you
I'm not even
noticed,
joking.
it is a pretty big ass dent, so that's why.
Because of the way my dad got the fender off.
So this is it. It opens and closes. All right, guys. So we got the window in. It is in. It works. It's a pain to get this piece back on track inside here, but we managed to get it. It does. It goes down and goes up. So that's all I need for right now. I don't want to fuck with it too much because of the super glue and everything, so I just want to let it cure. Hopefully everything goes pretty good. As I said, it's all empty for now. I'm not too worried about it. Gonna see if we can't hit up John or someone. It's the next day. Me and Cameron,
What's up?
we dropped off the intake manifold from our eBay store at FedEx. eBay sucks if you don't ship it in the time frame you need it to be shipped in. They'll put your money on hold and freeze your account. So not too sure why. So that's a lot better with the lighting. So not too sure why that happened. He's gonna receive his the intake I sent him Friday. I apologize, Cole. Like I said, if you do watch this, you did just post a little too late about those intakes you needed to restock. If you would have said that sooner, I would have just given you it. I would have just sent it out and gave it to you. So anyways, without any further ado, we're gonna go grab the pistons and rods from John's for the D series, and we're gonna head back to the shop and we're gonna see what we can knock out today. Hopefully we start assembling the motor. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna go go drop it off at Kurt and have him get it line honed and get everything up to spec. So I want to go ahead and give him all the parts that I have and then let him blueprint everything and then let him tell me what I need. Like, I don't want to just throw this together and the stock crank, like it's a stock crank but it was ran before, so you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, I mean, bearings and metal, shit wears when it has miles on it, 160,000 miles on it, and you just throw a set of, you know, random sized bearings in there with some H-beam rods, and it's not line honed, and it's just like, I want everything new again. I don't want everything, you know, I don't want nothing used mixed with all this money. Like, I want everything new, blueprinted, line honed, everything. Anything and everything I can get to make sure that it has the least resistance as possible on the rotating assembly. I'm going to do that because it's a lot of money on the line and I don't want to waste it. Yeah. So we're gonna go get gas, and John, we're coming to you. By the way, this car gets horrible gas mileage, man. Motherfucker on Facebook on the ad said, "Big gas saver." Yeah, right. Filled this bitch up on full, didn't even beat on it, and it's fucking on E. And I've only been home for 2 fucking days. Imagine that. There's something definitely wrong other than, you know.
My K-Series got better gas mileage than this.
So, I don't know. We're gonna go to John's, go pick up the rods, and we'll see you then. Alright, what's going on, guys? We're back at the shop, like I said. I can't remember how the video started off.
We're just
this
rolling
morning. I know we did. We dropped off a package and whatnot, whatever. But we're at the shop now. We went in and pulled the Integra in to button up a couple things. Went ahead and I threw the door card on.
You just got 100 extra horsepower. Integra GSR.
Same badge on mine. It says RX-7 behind the Mazda.
Dude, we need to.
So check this out, guys. I thought this was goofy.
It says RX. And then I drew another decal on it. It gives it 4 horsepower.
I don't know how good you guys can see that. There it is. There it is. Mazda RX-7 on this Miata. So today we were gonna do an oil change. We just poured. It was KK made a boo-boo. And what'd you do, KK?
I almost let my car run dry.
it was pretty dry. I pulled the dipstick, it had oil on it, I wiped it off, put it back in, pulled it out, no oil at all. So when I did oil change. But Lewis, on the other hand, is I don't know what we have to say, man.
Lewis, you a dumbass, bro, but I love you, homie. You give me a hug?
Oh man, he's talking about like Cameron, dude. Okay, but your shifter assembly, Lewis, this is how it goes together, bud. You have your rod, it connects to here. This rod, you saying you were wanting to cut whatever, where's that other piece at?
It's right here.
Here, give it here. So Cameron's got it.
I can't remember, Lewis, but you said you were going to cut about that.
You said you needed to cut all this. I don't know why you're talking about you need to cut anything. So your bitch pin's going to go up here. So what we have here, what he ordered, you guys, is very fancy. If I just like K-Tune, this shit's all over K-Tune in my opinion. K-Tune does make a newer shifter where you can adjust it a lot easier with a twist. But those screws like to come, the threads like to fuck up. So with this guy, it's from Hybrid Racing. And it's all ball bearing. It's a whole ball bearing assembly. So essentially you take this. So put this like that. This is your height for your shifter handle, and right here you got your adjustable throw. So you're gonna loosen these, and then when you raise this up and down, it's gonna allow you to change. It's gonna change the throw. So, and for this, you stick this through here just like so. Then you have one bolt here, and one bolt here.
And you said, so you said one there?
Yep.
One over here.
And then you're gonna drill the third one out. So this ball goes right here. And then you have, for these B series, this is a B series, so you guys, it comes with this guy right here. In here, it comes with an adapter. A spacer per se, not an adapter, just a spacer. So, if you're doing an H2B swap or anything with the B series transmission and you get this, you will need this guy right here. If you're running a D series like me, you're not going to need this because it doesn't have this big of a space for this. So essentially, I'm going to throw this, and this covers the space. So
you show that again. It's not focused. There it goes. Now show it again.
So this goes in here. Here, come over.
No, I can see it. You're just put it in. You're good.
So it goes like this.
So it just basically makes extra space for it to go through.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this for him. All right, guys. So me and KK here just got done installing the Hybrid Racing shifter. Like I said, I'll show you guys an overall view of when everything is done.
And then especially right there, that's what that.
So this is that spacer what you guys will be needing. It comes in the kit. If it'll focus, hang on. So there's that spacer right here that you guys will be needing.
Any shift knobs?
You got mine, but I can't get mine. If you guys can get mine,
We're gonna see, because I guess John is here. All right, so John's here with my part.
I was counting on you to remember.
Bro, let's do a skit on that. Let's do a skit on that.
Let's see what we're doing.
Oh yeah, P18 power.
It is a nice day.
A little bit of backfire. Hell yeah. Woo-wee. Smell that burning oil. Smell. You can smell it. You can really smell it. You can, man. You can smell it.
You know why I pulled you over? Because you can smell it.
You can smell the donuts.
Oh man, we gotta get you.
Dude, it's actually crazy how much this camera picks up, dude. It's like a light in
We
there.
gotta get you rolling. Stop. Hey, I had a thought on the way over here. You know how you're always going for like the red and the white kind of thing?
Rugged, rough, and I'm just all rough and rugged. Look, I'll never change the door.
No, not this.
No, we're gonna write the door is green. This door is
No,
green.
listen, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I identify as green.
Where's the Sharpie? I'll do it right fucking
I
now.
identify as green.
I think we do have still a big Sharpie. Hold up. Oh snap.
I saw that outside.
Oh snap.
Alright.
It's the jumbo one too. They're gonna see it.
Yeah, I'm doing it in the video. Oh, dude, I saw this clean ass black F-14 on the way home from work.
Dude, was it the one that shot that backfires?
I don't know, but he got on it and it was rolling coal pretty good.
That's not good.
Let's see. IDENTIFY as. Oh man, I was really worried about misspelling that.
As
You're gonna get a lot of laughs.
that is mint. That is mint right there, bro.
I identify as green. What are you talking about, blue door?
I don't even know what you mean, bro. This camera's picking it up as green.
That's green. I don't see it. It's ma'am.
It is ma'am.
Apparently that guy made a fucking rap video. They were showing it to me at work.
Oh, really?
No, did he?
Fucking hell.
Oh yeah, because remember the interview? It said that he was a rapper. I'm starting to be a rap. Like it's ma'am. That's gonna be your
I never looked
catchline.
that far into it, but apparently.
Dude, I watched the interview. He's like, I'm an upcoming rapper. I'm like, you're fucking.
Wait, is
retard.
he not a cross-dresser now?
I don't know.
Is it he or is it she?
Are you still a sir or are you still a ma'am?
I don't know. So, all right, guys. So, we're going all over the place, but check it out. So, let's get these lights on over here before we show you the goods.
And scoot
Watch
these
right
over.
here.
Oh, what was that?
Well, made in the box.
Nice. That was some pro basketball shit right there, John.
All right, you guys. Moment of truth.
My shifter actually looks good on there.
So here it is, guys. First, second, third, fourth.
Because it's not put on right now.
It's not put on. I haven't got a bolt holding this on, so hit this with a hammer. For a couple smacks. Smacker here, smacker there.
It'll work itself out.
And then fit.
What about reverse? Oh! All right, let's start it up right now.
It sounds so solid.
Look, bro. All right, here we go. Brum, brum,
I
bam, 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 bam.
All right, so there you go, Lewis. It ain't rocket science, dude. You sitting here telling me you need to keep. You told the cameraman you needed to cut this or cut that. I already threw everything under the car. Took some measurements. The only thing you're gonna need to fab up, which I won't help you with. I mean, I'm supposed to be a good friend, but at the end of the day, like, I don't know. I'm at the point I'm not sick of helping. It's just like if I keep doing shit like this, what you don't know how to do, you're never gonna progress or you're never gonna learn. So I can give you a few pointers and tips how you want to make your plate, but I'll give you one tip right now. So, all right, Lewis. This is coming straight to you. This is coming straight to you.
Hold on. That light right there is fucking blinding me.
Oh, my bad. You turn these off? Or facing the other direction? There we go. Alright, watch your door. Here, I'm in the camera.
Hold on, I got it through the wrap so I don't drop it.
So, alright, so here we go. I will give you one hint.
What's up, John?
you are gonna use this hole right here. You are gonna use this hole right here, my dude. You are gonna block this one with whatever you feel like. Whether you wanna bend, whether you wanna, I would take an air grinder and I would grind this down. I would grind these down, okay? And then if you want, you can make a block off plate. So grind this lip.
I got some hair on that.
For you guys at home watching, there's a lip right here. So take a grinder, grind that lip all the way down to where it's flush. So this is flush. Get your plate, what you bought right here. Get this thin wall plate. And make a cover for that. Once that's done, whether you want to weld it or bolt it is that's whatever you want to do. If it was me, I would weld it. I would tack it here, tack it there, weld a bead, sand it down, paint it, and call her done. We don't have a welder at the moment, so like I said, first off, you want to cover that hole up. Second step, you want to make your plate for that shifter to fit through, okay? After you make that plate, it's going to bolt in. And then under the car, what you're going to do,
Just use the same paint that we
So you think it's
where's that creeper at? Right here? I'm going to come under the car and I'm going to show you what, give you a couple pointers. Because I'm not always going to be here. I'm going to be on the road. So by the time you're back, I'm going to be on the road and I'll be 24. So my birthday is the 23rd of October, you guys. So right here is what you're going to cover up. This is what you're going to cover up right here. And this is what you're going to use. Back here, right back here under your exhaust, you're going to make a plate. You're going to make it's like almost like a U-bolt with a bushing. So with a U-bolt and a bushing, it's going to hold that stick. So that stick piece right here, you're going to have drill a hole here, drill a hole here. If you want to, because we don't have a welder. If we had a welder, we would sand this down and you would tack it here, tack it there. But we don't have a welder, so the only other option is to drill a hole here and drill a hole here and get a bracket with a bushing in there that's going to suck that tight and hold it up there. And then the shifter assembly is going to come straight through here like that, okay? And then your plate, you're going to cut a hole around it to just cover this void. So once that shifter's in there, you're going to cut a hole in that plate, and that plate's going to sit down and connect to all these 4 screws right here. That plate is just to fill this void, okay? It's your imagination how you want to make your plate, whether you want to do some Ferrari open gated plate looking doohickey, or you want to run just a boot in here. It's whatever you want to do, my dude. So if you run a boot, you're not going to see the beautiful hybrid racing shifter. So that's the purpose of the plate. This right here, what I was telling you about, what you're going to cut here and cut here, that's what's going to hold that shifter. So you got the back part of the linkage is going to be held up right here. And that front part is going to be held on the transmission. And the second part is going to be the gear selector that runs into the whole assembly, as you've seen. So the only thing you're doing with that plate is cutting a hole to fit around the hybrid racing shifter and to bolt into these 4 holes, and that other piece is going to bolt right here. So it's very simple. So follow those simple instructions, watch what I'm saying, and then we do it. I'd say that's exactly what it is.
I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't trust my math. I'd double check it.
Dude, I'm the kind of guy that had to just do fucking math. What was it, Caitlin? I had to add 4. I took more than 1 minute. It shouldn't take me more than 10 seconds to add 4 numbers.
Oh my
I can't
God.
do math at all,
Yes,
bro.
we were playing Call of Duty, and I was like, Cam Daddy, how many more kills did I get than you? I had 16, all right, and he had 12. And he was like, I don't know, dude, I can't do math. I was like, dude, that's 4 numbers.
No, before he said that's 4, I was like, I don't know. Let me think. It took me a minute, but I was like, okay, 4. That was a fucking guess. I'm not gonna lie, that was a guess. But I still got it right. But it was a guess.
We may suck at math, but we don't suck at cars when it comes to fabricating and building shit, so. Aye. So here you go, Lewis. Once again, like I said,
Do it, everybody.
this is all this stick is where you're gonna build that bracket for. That's what's gonna hold this shifter assembly, as I was talking to you about under there. You're gonna drill those 2 holes, a hole here, a hole there. Bracket's gonna fit this and hold it up underneath. And dude, this is it, dude. This is your shifter, bro. You don't need to cut or modify anything. You had everything here. You're overthinking it.
I don't remember the rest of the words, but I know it sounds like.
I don't know what was going through your head exactly, but I hooked you up, man. I love you. I miss you. But I'm not gonna steer you wrong, man. I'm not gonna steer you wrong, and all right.
So
What's going on, guys? All right, so we, John, as you know, John's been here.
Give me that one.
Thought it was gonna be the end of the video, but we decided to open up and check out the pistons and everything. So you could have opened the zip tie, dude. Don't do that to the package, please.
it's already done, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, you asshole. You fucking scumbag. You scumbag, man.
So, Reed got these pistons in, and he got them shipped to my house, and he was out on work when they came in, and I went ahead and I opened them up to make sure everything was good inside, and I was looking at the tops of these, and these look like okay pistons. You know, they're obviously dish pistons, so lower the compression ratio for boost to prevent detonation, but the thing about detonation is that the compression ratio isn't the only factor that can cause that, and that's pre-detonation. That's the fuel and air detonating before the
spark.
The piston is at
The top dead center.
And it does technically ignite before TDC, but if it ignites too early due to other, what do you say, other
Heat sources.
other causes,
Other
you know, you can seriously damage your engine. And one of those causes is hot spots. And unfortunately on these pistons, if you can see up close in here, right here, here, all these, you know, casting imperfections is what it looks like. I thought these were forged, but I know that forged material does have a rough finish as well. But I feel like for a good turbo piston, it should be smooth, so that you don't have these small pieces of metal that will heat up and pre-ignite the fuel and air mixture and cause detonation. So I'm honestly recommending Reed to not use these, to go with something else, go with something.
I'll put it to you this way: I'm spending $2,500, $2,600 on my head alone.
Yeah.
Just on the head, and I'm thinking about just giving these to Cam and going with Carrillos. It's gonna be a little more money, but at the end of the day, I mean, I've seen these been tested again and again and again on engines, and they've hadn't had any issues. But like I said,
I get that. I could be wrong. These could be perfectly fine. It's just, you know, from
his
reading, from my
experience, he doesn't want to use
experiences, from what people have told me, that seems like it would be an issue to me. I could be talking out of my ass. You know, I'm self-taught in a lot of this. You know, Parkland taught me a lot, but they didn't really go into a whole lot of performance diagnosis type things, as in specifically what could cause, you know, hot spots and like boosted applications and things like that. We didn't really go over that a whole lot. So, like I said, I could just be talking out of my ass, and I hope I am. I hope we could just run these and they'd be fine, and we could make 800 fucking horsepower, and we got a fucking rocket ship little red Honda hatchback. But, you know, I'm seeing all the money that's being put into this car, put into this motor, all the time, the effort, the blood, sweat, and tears, and I just don't want it to go to waste because of something stupid like this. That's just my opinion.
so what we got here now, we've got the piston rings and thrust washers will hold the crank. go in between the crank and correct?
The thrust washers are.
It goes in the
keeping,
middle. The crank from walking.
So here's your crank, and this is the front of the crank. This is the back of the crank, and to keep your crank from doing this.
Yeah, crank walk.
Yeah, crank walk. In order to keep your crank from walking back and forth, and all the rods having to go with it, those thrust washers go in between the counterweights and the journals, or not the journals, the main caps, to hold it steady in place and not cause the crank to eat itself by spinning and going back and forth all the time and wearing out the main journals, the crankshaft, and just wreaking havoc inside the motor.
So that's what those are for, if you guys are not aware of that. And right here we got main bearings and crank bearings. So they're made by King Bearings. They're very good. Like I said, gonna go ahead and take this engine to Kurt and get it fully blueprinted. And not G&G Machine Shop in Rantoul, Illinois. If you ever stop in town and if you're ever at No Fly Zone, we do have a No Fly Zone event, sort of like Wanna Go Fast, and your car takes shit and you're a long ways from home, G&G can hook you up, so hit them up. What we got here are some high performance connecting rods by Eagle, and they are H-beam. So it did come with some stickers and swag, some assembly lube. I'm probably gonna buy a bottle of that anyways, and our torque and thread specification sheet. So these are not custom custom length rods for the D series. I will have to notch the girdle. We're gonna go over that in the assembly video on the proper way to notch the block and to notch the girdle so these rods will fit. The custom length by Tara build ones, they have a high horsepower rating, but I mean, I would rather take someone's word for it I've seen on a dyno than to take a description. I didn't see a description or any other D series with the amount of power I'm wanting to push with those rods. I've always seen them fail. They're already custom length. Everyone else swears up and down by them, but nobody is pushing 45 pounds of boost through them. So I don't want something to fail. These rods on a Y8 have these same, they're the same, it's the same shit. So I know that notching it, and these guys are gonna be a lot. These guys are pretty beefy. I don't want to touch them with my bare hands. But right here, we got nice Eagle H-beam rods. And so it's been a dream of mine to run H-beams. I-beams are nice. I-beams are also stronger. You can get aftermarket I-beams if you're not familiar with the type of piston rods. You can get
5140 forged I-beams. I was actually looking at some for the turbo build that I want to do for my truck.
So the difference between H-beam and I-beam, this is an H. It's open here. I-beams are like the stick. So forged I-beams is it's a lighter rotating assembly. This adds more weight and more mass on the rotating assembly using H-beams. Now when you use I-beams, it's a light.
You can rev up a little bit faster.
You can rev up faster and harder than you can with H-beams.
A little bit less stress on the crank, I would think.
Yes.
Because they're lighter, and you've got, you know, less inherent restriction on the motor from actually running itself. And not even with the car on it, just making it run on a stand, imagine. The internal stresses on the motor itself. It's kind of like running a lighter flywheel, because the flywheel is part of the rotating assembly. The easier, bruh.
Did you hear that frog? Oh damn!
We got barking tree spiders in this shop. Anyway, the lighter the rotating assembly is, the easier it is it's going to rev up and be more responsive, which is what you want, you know, in a race car.
So, with these,
however, I do want to add, these H-beams are going to be a lot stronger, even though they have a lot more inherent weight added
Exactly.
to them, which is what we want. We want reliability. We don't necessarily, we're not shooting for 1200, we're not shooting for 1500. All we're trying to do is 800. It's been done, we've seen it done. You know, there isn't any reason why these routes wouldn't be able to handle that. Hell, it might be overkill for all we know.
yep.
We could run fucking really high or good steel forged I-beams, but we just want to be extra safe because, like I said earlier, we have a lot of time, money, blood, sweat,